Hey everybody, it's been a few weeks since I've updated my channel with anything. The weather in northern Ohio hasn't been all that great, and I've been really busy catching up on yard work and preparing the house for the summer months. You know, you want your house to look pretty nice, so if you don't recover it from the abuse that winter and fall and even spring does to your yard and your mulch beds and flowers and whatnot, it just looks like a pig pen. So I spent the last 2 weeks fixing up our flower beds and putting new fresh mulch down with the help of my wife, and spread a 1.5 tons or close to that of river rock all around the house and around our swimming pool in the backyard. So I haven't been doing any riding, or let alone any vlogging. So it's a beautiful day in the early part of June. Today's June the 6th, and it's about 75, 78 degrees. Just downright gorgeous. So I figured I'd get the victory out and go for a bit of a ride to catch up on some lost time. Hope you're all having a good day, and I'm going to cut this out right now and check back in a few minutes. Made the choice to come down to Fin, Feather and Fur Outfitters in Ashland, Ohio, to look around the gun selection and maybe some ammo and accessories. But evidently everybody in Ohio, this part of Ohio, is doing the same thing. They have it roped off, letting 1 or 2 persons in at a time just to get upstairs to where the guns are sold. And there's a line of about 50 people deep waiting to get up the steps. I'm not going to be 51, so back to the road I go. Well, my intent was to get myself lost, figuratively speaking, I guess, on the motorcycle. Nobody really wants to get lost, but I wanted to get away from the television and the news and all the other trash that weighs you down, and I think I accomplished it. I have no idea where I'm at. I plugged the location into my phone with Google Maps, so I kind of know where I'm headed, but I have no idea where I'm at. I know I'm in the middle of nowhere with cornfields, farmhouses, and Amish horse and buggies almost everywhere. Finding some hills, some nice turns, so it's kind of therapeutic riding around not knowing where you're at and enjoying nature at its finest. Well, as much as you can do that on a motorcycle. So far so good. Pretty happy about being able to get out and enjoy the weather and ride the motorcycle and do one of the things I love to do, probably more than I like to do almost anything. I love to ride. Something about being on 2 wheels that just is refreshing, clears your mind, invigorates you a little bit. And if you've never done it, you should consider it. Get yourself a motorcycle and take a class or 2 and get your license and practice. Frees your soul, frees your mind, and gives you a little bit of a adrenaline rush while you're at it. So it really is something you should do. Well, I'm definitely finding some hills and twists and turns. This is really neat. I wish I knew the road better. Just learning it for the first time, I can't really ride aggressive whatsoever. I have to learn and figure out how the road twists and the angle of it, and if it's going to be flat or a switchback, or if there's going to be a sharp drop off at the other side of the hill. If I ride too aggressive, I can see myself taking a nosedive somewhere. Lord knows that's the last thing I want to happen, but I'm going to keep this route in mind because it's pretty cool. So I'm on my way to check out some new Indians. I love that new Challenger, and following my Google Maps here to avoid highways, and I'm going through several small towns. And Ohio to me is like the traffic circle capital of America. This is the second or third one I've drove through in a matter of less than a mile. So yeah, but I'm on my way to Bears Power Sports in North Canton to check out a new Indian Challenger. I don't know if I'll test drive. I test drove one last fall when they first came out, and I was pretty impressed with it. So I don't know if I need to take another test drive. But if I get there and they throw the keys at me and say go ahead and take it out, I'll probably do that. If I have any battery left on the GoPro, I'll do a bit of a first impressions or test drive type video on it. I won't get too detail oriented. I'll take it out for a rip, maybe, but we're definitely going to go check it out. Well, I made it to Bears Power Sports, and they had a Chieftain, or I'm sorry, a Challenger out on road test, or test driving, sorry. They had another one on the floor that I could take out. It had the mid-rise / ape hanger handlebars on it from the factory. They told me I could take it, but they asked me if I would make it short because they wanted to have it back in on the floor prior to them closing, which is understandable. I sat on the bike, loved everything about it, just like I did the last time I sat on one and took it for a small test drive. I'm really impressed with how they were able to make the ergonomics on the bike fit a guy my size. I'm 6'3", 250, so I need a bike with proper ergonomics so I could ride it comfortably. And surprisingly, the Indian Challenger fits me very well right out of the box. I wouldn't think I'd even have to change the seat on it. I don't even know if I'd have to put apes on it. I'd probably likely just roll the bars forward and just roll with it like that. I love the look of it, the feel of it. Great motorcycle. I told him I wasn't going to take it out for a test drive today just because I didn't want to feel rushed. I wanted to come down and get on the bike that fits me exactly the way I want it to fit. I hate Indian, and I've always hated Victory handlebars. These are stock bars. They feel good, but they've never been able to make a set of ape hangers that looked or feels good. They have awful bends. The angles of the grips on their ape hangers, in my opinion, are just a giant ball of suck. So I didn't even want to ride that Challenger because I hated the bars, and again I didn't want to feel rushed. So I decided to let it sit. The guy gave me his card, was very open and desiring. He wanted me to take the bike out, but I didn't want to feel constrained, and I didn't want to ride the one with those ugly ass handlebars on it. So I got his name and number, and I'll give him a call next week, and maybe I'll ride down here again if time allows. I'll have a test drive video up of the Indian Challenger. But I'll tell you, I sure do want that bike. Just sitting on it today and looking it over, it's definitely the bike that I would want to buy. And the base model for $21,000. It's just easily the best deal in the bagger world today. They've knocked it out of the park with that bike, and soon enough I'd like to own one of them. I'm going to do everything I can to make that happen. If not this year, probably next. So thanks for letting me talk to you today while I'm out putting around on my Victory, and I'm going to turn this thing off so I can concentrate in traffic. So peace out, YouTube. Well, coming up on one of the last hills and curves before I get into Lorain County, where it's totally flat and straight. So I want to enjoy it. Wasn't much, just a broad sweeping left-hand curve going uphill, but just always something I enjoy as I ascend into Pancakeville, that is Lorain County.